Jordan Peterson just destroyed woke culture and Hollywood. The renowned psychologist and cultural commentator has once again shaken the foundations of modern social discourse with his unapologetic critique of what he perceives as the excesses and inconsistencies of woke ideology, particularly within the entertainment industry. Peterson, never one to shy away from controversy, has delivered a scathing assessment that resonates with a growing segment of the population weary of what they see as the stifling orthodoxy of political correctness and identity politics. His recent statements have sent shockwaves through Hollywood, igniting a firestorm of reactions from celebrities, media personalities, and the general public. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Peterson's critique is rooted in his long-standing opposition to compelled speech and ideological conformity. He argues that the entertainment industry has become a breeding ground for a narrow, dogmatic worldview that leaves little room for dissenting opinions. According to Peterson, Hollywood's embrace of woke culture has resulted in a creative environment where the primary concern is not the quality of the art, but rather its adherence to an ever-evolving set of ideological standards. This, he contends, has led to a decline in the richness and diversity of storytelling, as creators feel pressured to conform to a particular narrative framework. The response from Hollywood has been swift and polarized. Some actors and filmmakers have applauded Peterson's courage in speaking out against what they also see as a problematic trend. They argue that the industry's obsession with virtue signaling and ideological purity tests stifles artistic freedom and limits the scope of stories that can be told. These supporters believe that Peterson's critique could serve as a wake-up call, encouraging a return to more nuanced and varied storytelling that values artistic merit over ideological alignment. On the other hand, many in Hollywood have vehemently condemned Peterson's statements, accusing him of perpetuating harmful stereotypes and undermining efforts to promote diversity and inclusion. These critics argue that the push for more representation and social awareness in media is a necessary corrective to decades of marginalization and exclusion. They see Peterson's comments as a reactionary backlash against progress, one that dismisses the importance of creating space for historically underrepresented voices in the industry. Peterson's analysis extends beyond Hollywood's internal dynamics to its broader cultural influence. He argues that the industry's promotion of woke culture has far-reaching implications for society as a whole. By championing a particular set of values and perspectives, Hollywood, according to Peterson, plays a significant role in shaping public discourse and social norms. This influence, he contends, can have both positive and negative effects. While the push for greater awareness and sensitivity around issues of race, gender, and identity can lead to positive change, Peterson warns that it can also result in a culture of censorship and self-censorship, where individuals are afraid to speak their minds for fear of backlash. One of the most striking aspects of Peterson's critique is his focus on the concept of compelled speech. He argues that the enforcement of ideological conformity in Hollywood and other sectors often comes with an implicit or sometimes explicit demand that individuals express certain views or refrain from expressing others. This, he believes, is antithetical to the principles of free speech and open debate. Peterson's stance resonates with those who feel that contemporary discourse is increasingly characterized by a lack of tolerance for differing opinions, a phenomenon they attribute to the rise of woke culture. Reactions from the broader cultural and intellectual community have been equally divided. Some scholars and commentators have praised Peterson for his willingness to challenge what they see as the prevailing orthodoxy. They argue that his critique highlights the dangers of ideological homogeneity and the need for a more pluralistic approach to social and cultural issues. These supporters often point to historical examples of the negative consequences of enforced conformity, drawing parallels between past authoritarian regimes and contemporary social trends. Conversely, many academics and cultural critics have lambasted Peterson's views, accusing him of misrepresenting the goals and effects of woke culture. They argue that the push for greater social awareness and inclusivity is not about enforcing conformity, but rather about expanding the range of voices and perspectives in the public sphere. These critics contend that Peterson's emphasis on the dangers of compelled speech overlooks the very real harms caused by systemic discrimination and exclusion, which the woke movement seeks to address. In the midst of this heated debate, It's worth examining the specific ways in which Peterson believes Hollywood's embrace of woke culture has impacted the industry. He points to the proliferation of films and television shows that prioritize social messages over storytelling. According to Peterson, this trend has led to a formulaic and didactic approach to content creation, where characters and plots are often crafted to serve ideological purposes rather than to entertain or provoke thought. He argues that this shift undermines the artistic integrity of the medium and alienates audiences who crave more authentic and compelling narratives. Moreover, Peterson highlights the role of social media in amplifying and enforcing the norms of woke culture. He notes that platforms like Twitter and Instagram have become arenas for public shaming and virtue signaling, where individuals and companies are often pressured to conform to the dominant ideological trends of the moment. This, he argues, creates a climate of fear and conformity, where deviation from the accepted norms can result in severe reputational damage. Peterson's critique of social media's role in this dynamic resonates with many who are concerned about the growing power of tech companies to shape public discourse. The implications of Peterson's critique extend beyond the entertainment industry to the broader cultural and political landscape. He argues that the principles of free speech and open debate are foundational to a healthy democracy, and that the erosion of these principles in one sector can have ripple effects throughout society. Peterson's warnings about the dangers of ideological conformity and compelled speech have struck a chord with those who fear that the values of liberal democracy are under threat from a new form of cultural authoritarianism. In response to Peterson's critique, some industry insiders have called for a more balanced approach to social issues in media. They argue that while it's important to address issues of representation and inclusivity, this should not come at the expense of artistic freedom and diversity of thought. These voices advocate for a more nuanced and flexible approach to content creation, one that allows for a wider range of perspectives and storytelling techniques. They believe that such an approach would not only enrich the artistic landscape, but also foster a more open and inclusive cultural dialogue. Despite the controversy, Peterson's critique has undeniably sparked an important conversation about the role of ideology in art and entertainment. Whether one agrees with his views or not, it's clear that his arguments have resonated with a significant segment of the population and have prompted a reevaluation of the current cultural climate. As Hollywood grapples with these issues, the industry faces the challenge of balancing the push for social progress with the need to maintain artistic integrity and freedom of expression. Peterson's influence extends beyond his critique of Hollywood, as he continues to engage with a wide range of cultural and political issues. His recent foray into the debate over woke culture in the entertainment industry is just one example of his broader mission to challenge what he sees as the prevailing dogmas of our time. Through his books, lectures, and public appearances, Peterson has established himself as a leading voice in the ongoing battle over the future of Western culture. Jordan Peterson's recent critique of woke culture in Hollywood has ignited a passionate and polarized debate about the direction of the entertainment industry and its broader cultural implications. His arguments about the dangers of ideological conformity and compelled speech have resonated with many, while also drawing sharp criticism from those who see his views as reactionary and dismissive of efforts to promote diversity and inclusion. As the conversation continues, it remains to be seen how Hollywood and society at large will navigate the complex interplay between artistic freedom, social progress, and ideological diversity. What is clear, however, is that Peterson's intervention has brought these issues to the forefront of public discourse, challenging all of us to reconsider our assumptions and engage in a more open and honest dialogue about the values that shape our culture. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, do you support Jordan Peterson's critique of woke culture and Hollywood? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.